40,000 years ago, temperatures dropped below -40 degrees. No houses, no jackets, no matches. And yet, humans survived. Not just survived. They thrived, had children, and passed on their genes. Today, we can't last 20 minutes in that cold without proper gear. So what did they know that we've forgotten? Today, we're leaving fire out of the equation completely, because fire wasn't always available, or safe, or possible. This is the real story of how the human body and mind outsmarted the deadliest winters on Earth. 20,000 years ago, huge sheets of ice covered Europe, Asia, and North America. Giant mammoths, woolly rhinos, and reindeer roamed frozen plains that stretched for thousands of miles. Humans were small, slow, and had no fur, no claws, and no natural defense against the cold. By every measure, we should not have survived here. Our bodies are built for warm African plains, not ice. But evolution had already begun handing us the tools we needed. We just had to learn how to use them. The first breakthrough wasn't a weapon. It was a skill, turning a dead animal's hide into a living shield. Scraping the fat and flesh from a hide took hours, but it turned rotting skin into wearable insulation. Wrapped around the body, animal hide trapped warm air against the skin, cutting heat loss dramatically. Later, sharpened bone needles let humans stitch hides into fitted clothing, not just capes, but sleeves and hoods. This single invention, tailored fur clothing, may be the reason humans survived the Ice Age at all. Ancient humans didn't just wear one thick coat. They layered, just like modern winter explorers do today. A soft inner layer of fur trapped body heat close to the skin, acting like natural thermal underwear. A thicker outer hide blocked wind and snow from reaching that trapped warmth. Feet and hands, the parts most likely to freeze, were wrapped separately in smaller fur bindings. This layering system was so effective that some Ice Age humans pushed into the Arctic Circle itself. Without fire and without trees on the open tundra, ancient humans built shelters from the biggest resource around: mammoth bones. Tusks and ribs formed a dome-shaped skeleton, and stretched hides were laid over the top like a tent. Inside, body heat alone could raise the temperature by 10 degrees or more compared to the open air. Snow packed around the base sealed out drafts, the same principle used in igloos thousands of years later. Entire communities lived this way for generations, in shelters built entirely from what the land provided. Humans are social animals, and in the Ice Age, that wasn't just emotional, it was survival. Sleeping in tight groups meant sharing body heat, sometimes the difference between life and death overnight. The most vulnerable, children and the elderly, were placed at the center, shielded by the bodies around them. A group of 6 to 8 people could generate enough combined heat to keep a small shelter well above freezing. Cooperation wasn't a nice idea. It was a heating system built entirely out of trust and closeness. Staying warm burns enormous energy, so Ice Age humans ate very differently than we imagine. Fat contains more than twice the calories of protein, making it the single best fuel for generating body heat. Hunters prized fatty organs and marrow above all else. Starving on lean meat alone was a real danger known as rabbit starvation. Bone marrow, rich in fat, was considered a delicacy and a life-saving source of calories in winter. A high-fat diet wasn't a luxury. It was the fuel that kept the internal furnace of the body burning. The human body has a secret heater built in: brown fat, a special tissue that burns energy purely to produce warmth. Unlike regular fat, which stores energy, brown fat activates in the cold and generates heat directly, like an internal furnace. Shivering itself is a survival tool. Rapid muscle contractions that generate heat when the body senses danger. Over generations, populations in cold climates evolved shorter limbs and stockier builds, reducing surface area and heat loss. Long before clothing or shelter, the human body itself was already fighting the cold from the inside out. When the cold became unbearable, ancient humans didn't just endure it. They moved. Following herds of reindeer and mammoths south, they tracked both food and slightly warmer temperatures at once. This wasn't a single journey. It was a repeated seasonal rhythm passed down and refined across generations, reading weather patterns, animal behavior, and the position of the sun let them predict the harshest months in advance. Movement wasn't running from the cold. It was a calculated strategy, as deliberate as any tool they built. Today, we survive winter with the flip of a switch. Our ancestors survived it with knowledge, cooperation, and adaptation. The same brown fat, the same shivering response, the same craving for fatty foods in winter. It's all still inside us. Clothing, shelter, community, nutrition. 4 simple strategies solved a problem modern technology still struggles with in extreme conditions. They had no fire, no metal, no modern medicine, and they still built a life in one of Earth's harshest environments. It wasn't strength that got them through winter. It was intelligence, adaptation, and each other. And in the end, that's what got us here too.